My name is John Fricke, and I started with Canopy, I think the beginning of April of 2020, right when COVID hit. I moved over here. I've actually been in the business since 2005. Started in San Diego and moved here into Utah. Um, Basically, I started in the broker world and then went correspondent after the crash. And what I found was a lot of companies, when I would compete against credit unions and brokers, I'd get beat up in pricing. And the companies I work for, they would work with me, but they'd always get to a point where they'd basically cut how much break they would give you, and I still couldn't compete against these credit unions or brokers that were competitive. And the last company I was at, what happened was they had their margins set at like 1.75 for conventional, 2.75 for FHA. I was, cutting my commission profits for the branch, everything just to compete. And companies still making all their money or taking a small loss. And here I am basically giving deals away. So it was really irritating. And when I came over here, well, actually, the reason I had a friend work here, so he told me about it. And I sat down with Josh and we talked numbers and it sounded good to me. And what I found was my compensation, well, the margin gap between what I was selling and what Canopy was anywhere from 1.375 to 1.875, depending on conventional government. And that's what it took so I can basically make the same amount of commission without basically giving the deal away when I was bringing in the business and the company was just benefiting. So that's why I came over. The things I love about Canopy, one, I work from home. I don't have to go into an office. I had a branch before with an office, and you really don't need an office as a loan officer. So I love how everything is automated here. That was one of the selling points of coming over here also. I love they have their own CRM, their loan system and software system, and it's totally automated. So I can basically send out my disclosures. It automatically tells me if I'm out of compliance and I can fix whatever I need. Some things I really love are the loan comparisons. So if you've used Encompass or Point, Encompass has one. It's been forever since I've used Point, but Encompass has their loan comparison, but you have to manually input everything. It takes forever, and you can't do much with it. This system is, I can literally have everything set up for the good faith estimate, click on all the different rates, it automatically changes the points, the payment, everything that you'd want to give a client in a click of a button. And then if I want to do comparisons between this program, that program, it does it all. It's really, it's what a loan officer wants. So it makes Point and Encompass archaic. The thought of going back to those systems makes me cringe. Definitely be a lot more work, a lot more headache. And the thing I love about it is they're constantly working on it, improving on it, and keep making it better and better, which it's superior to Point and Encompass. So I love the system. Another thing with it, which I love and I use all the time, is the loan comparison tool. Their system is hands down superior when it comes to if I want to send out a quote, I can set it up and then click on the different rates, automatically gives the payment to those rates, cash to close, adjust the cash to close, and sends a nice email out with all those different options and easy to read for a client. I can even go in and do a comparison between one loan program to another loan program. So I use that all the time. And if I had to go back to the other systems that are in the open market, it would be brutal. Would not want to do it. So the support here, processors, they give me the option if I want to bring in my own processor, if I want to use corporates. If you have that same question, I use the corporate. Doesn't cost me anything extra, and great to work with. We use the same processors since I've been here, since 2020. They're on top of it. They know what they're doing. I can count on them to do what they need to do while I'm working on other stuff. So all the different departments for verifications of employment, appraisal, all the stuff that deals with it, they're all great to work with. So Underwriting, if I got questions, we got the scenario department. Those are great. Got a training department. So they've got all the help we need, marketing department. So really happy with it. I mentioned this before, but I've done this since 2005. I don't have any desire to go anywhere else. So as long as, I enjoy working here, it's a great company. It's allowed me to free up time, I guess. So it allows me, one, since I don't have to come into an office. Two, the system is automated with everything, so it does all the audits. So if I'm not a compliant, I know right then I can set up my disclosures, upload everything in there. Clients can lock their interest rate right from an application on their side. So it does everything for me. So it allows me to free up time, whether I want to go out and get more business or if I want to go out and do other things, whether I want to go play with my kids or take my kids somewhere, go out of town, take the laptop. Allows me to be a lot more efficient to make the same amount of money and frees up my time. So, and if I want to go out more, then I have more time to do that. So I'm just getting to the point I just want to play more at this point. So it frees up my time. I'd say come over. And it's just first thing I say is come over. And the reason I'd say that is the owners, management, very, very nice people, easy to work with, very transparent, which is really important. Very upfront. They really work hard for the loan officers and make it a great place to work. Everything's transparent. If someone says, let's put it this way, we all take our money from the same place, all these banks. And as a loan officer, you're bringing in the business. If that's how your model is, you want to be able to you want to make what you want to make. And you don't want the company taking a lot of it. And Canopy has that margin to where you can compete against those credit unions, brokers who are competitive. And it's nice to go in there knowing that I'm competitive and offering my client a great service along with a great rate and payment. Being a loan officer is difficult. It can be difficult. I mean, you're dealing with the market changes. It seems like every time you get something down for marketing, the government changes something, rates skyrocket, this happens, that happens, they change guidelines. And then you're having to readjust, revamp your marketing to keep the same business or go after new business. So it doesn't matter where you're at. All that you're gonna deal with all that frustration no matter what company you're at. What matters is having an effective system that you can use. Canopy's proprietary system is awesome. I love it. I couldn't see myself going back to stuff I've used before. The support's great. I've always been in a company for 3 years and I'm just done when I hit year 3 because of all the stuff you're sold on, and it's not the case. Working on year 5 right now and no intentions to go anywhere. I love it. If you are looking at coming over, like best people to ask are loan officers here. Feel free to reach out to myself, or I'm sure there's other loan officers who can tell their experience. And I will say one other thing. I've brought a few people over here, and one person I didn't know that well, they came over here. She didn't last long because she wanted to push people around here, and it wasn't fair to underwriters, to processors, to specialists who order verification of employment. Like, they're people, they don't need to be talked to rude. They don't need to be in a hostile environment. And one thing I love about working here is they don't, management doesn't want, they want people to feel comfortable working here, and people to enjoy coming to work and not feel pressure and feeling like they're being pushed around and bullied to get something done because you need it done by this date, So I love it because I set the precedents with realtors, borrowers, the seller side. Like, look, this is how the process works. As long as you give me what we need, we'll close the loan in the time that's required. And the people I work with, I have a great relationship with them because they don't feel like they're being pushed around by a loan officer that has the deadline to meet. So some people that might matter to you, maybe it doesn't, but I just think it's important that the people you work with enjoy working with you because they feel safe and have a good environment to work around.